Today we're going to take the Ninja out on the back roads, try to get some mileage on the lowered forks, see how it responds to this change. Now we can always go back and undo it, or we can go halfway. It's infinitely adjustable, and the other bikes responded. We've done 4 now. The other bikes responded very well. If this one doesn't, we won't know until the end of the day. We'll report on it. And if it does respond, I'll be even more confident that this is something that works for me in the place that I ride and the way I ride. It's a personal thing. Now we're already at the point of the year where when you wake up in the morning, you have to look at the weather. You have to decide, are you going to wear summer riding gear or the full leathers? And to be honest, every once in a while you make the wrong decision and you really regret it. Now, what happens with me is when I'm wrong, I always like to be wrong, having the leathers and being comfortable for the first half of the ride. Second half, when it really starts heating up, and it hasn't been heating up lately, but I'm always trying to be on the side of, if I'm wrong, have the winter gear as opposed to freezing that first half of the ride. But every day now for the next month or so is going to be, you have to make that decision. Then sooner or later, every day is going to be bundle up, baby. One of the things I've been keeping track of is the wear on the Michelin 5, and there are 3 little bars in these deep grooves, and I am basically through the first one, and I see the second and third one. I don't know how this is going to play out because the rubber on the edge of the tire is so soft you can peel it up with your finger. We've already done that. We've been durometer testing this tire and some that other people, friends of mine, have. And it looks like, if I am to guess right, I see 3 bars. I'm through one in about 2,000 miles. It would lead me to believe I'm going to get about 6,000 miles out of the middle of the tire. I don't know how long the edge is, because what happened with the Dunlop, the middle had plenty of rubber and the edge, I had no rubber. It was to the treads. So anyway, I try to keep an ongoing thing on this and on other Michelin 5s, but it is it's a curious thing that they can make that tire so soft on the edge and so hard in the middle. It really does it looks like it's going to wear very well. But again, we're going to know at the end. When I paint the wheels over the winter, and we're already gearing up for other projects as well as painting the wheels, I'll have a full report on how many miles I got out of that tire and show the pattern of wear. That's coming, and I can't wait. So this is what I'm talking about right here, these wear bars. You can see them here, and I'm assuming 1, 2, and we're in the 3rd one already. Let's move it over. We can see this a little closer, because a lot of tires, what they do, they just have 1 bar across here. Not these, the Michelin 5s. But again, I'm doing this on an ongoing basis. I really want to make sure I report honestly and accurately, and that looks like, see, this looks like a wear indicator too, but this is a more graduated. They show you in bars. So again, we're running the bike as, you know, the normal way you ride a sport bike like this, and have not done any track days, so we still have some rubber out at the edge here. But overall, I'm thrilled to death with the tire, with the grip, the feel, the way the bike handles. And the fact I've had the pressure down into the, well, 26, 28 pounds, seeing if it got too mushy, it didn't. And I've had it up to 38 pounds when I thought I was going to be doing a lot of riding on Route 80. And it didn't seem to be honest, it seems like the middle of the tire is holding up great. But again, that's all going to be proven over the next 6 months, say. So anytime I'm working on any of the bikes, I try to keep the chain as clean and lubed as possible. I am trying to do the maintenance on it so I can get the maximum life out of it and the maximum reliability. Well, in today's ride, I wanted to test the lowered forks, lowered front end, I should say. Well, that was about as far as you could practically go. What I want to do is take a ride and decide if I want to go halfway or not, or if I want to leave it that way for another couple of rides. So we'll know at the end of this day, but that'll be a good indicator. But the first thing with all these bikes, it's so much fun. Being a parking lot attendant. Now on a previous video when I showed how I lowered the forks, well, on several of the bikes here we have 4 bikes with lowered forks now of various heights, and that bike details out how and why I did it. But I forgot to mention one little thing. See, I have a little foot on this, and the reason for the foot was there was a time when Rob was the owner of the bike and he wanted a bigger back tire. Well, the bigger back tire meant the back was higher and it kind of tipped in too much. I was not happy with that. I made that foot. But now by lowering the front end, the bike doesn't tip enough, so I'm going to take that foot off and it should go back to the normal position, because we have the normal size rear tire now, not an oversized tire, and the lowered front end. So we'll see how this combination is out on the open road today, and I'll be happy to give you my initial feeling. Now I had this piece threaded into a bolt. I assume I'm going to be able to just unscrew it, and that looks like the case. So I'll save this if I ever do any other geometry changes to the bike, but I don't like a bike that doesn't sit right, and anytime you lower or raise the bike, that's why we have the adjustable kickstands. Luciano's got them on his bike, on the ZX10, I have it on the R1, on the FZR. The adjustable kickstand, this is a labor-intensive thing to make these, and I'll back that bolt out, but we should be back to where the bike leans the right amount. Now it looks like it leans the right amount. Yay. Okay. It's always a good thing to keep in mind as you lower or raise bike, put bigger or smaller tires on it, whatever you do, having an adjustable kickstand. And the one that we have on the R1 that's on a previous video, the one that Luciano has on the ZX10, they work perfectly. Alright, all that's left is to get the work done on a farm, pre-flight the bike, get it cleaned up, and we'll be out on the open road today. Hopefully, another beautiful day. And make sure you feed the birds this morning before you go out on your motorcycle, Grandpa. Up. Alright, you guys. Time to ride. Eat and ride. Oh, and it looks like it's going to be a blue sky spectacular day out here. Just couldn't be nicer this early in the morning. There's a little chill in the air, but it's going to be a beautiful day. No chance of rain. And believe it or not, we still have flowers. It's unbelievable. This garden this summer has just been great for Karen. And we are still harvesting tomatoes virtually every day as jets go over the house. Unlimited tomatoes. And it's been a great season on a farm. It's been a great season for riding. It's just been a great season. But right now, it's time to ride. Get suited up and ride. Hey, Mike. Hey. Not a breeze blowing, there's not a ripple on any of the lakes we've gone by. Wow, what a very special day to be out on a motorcycle. Now, whenever I'm testing anything out new, I like to take it easy in the beginning of the day and then work into it little by little, and then toward the end of the day, push it to the limit and see if you can get the modification to either be something you like, or something you want to change, or something you need more data on. Now, this area where I'm riding gives me a lot of opportunity to get some slow speed, some medium speed, and there's some nice sweepers in here too, to try to find out how that change that we made lowering the forks is going to affect the handling. But it's very, very predictable.
So my initial response to this bike reacted exactly the same as all the others. It turns in a little bit faster, a little bit sharper. I'm not surprised, that's what should happen. And it's getting like it's very predictable that happens. All the bikes have responded the same way.
And one of the things that helps me evaluate changes like this is because I'm pretty much riding a different bike every day with a different set of brakes and handlebars and seating positions, and I'm very sensitive to little things that I don't like, my personal choices, or if a bike turns in too fast or too slow.
Well, it just looks like it just couldn't be a nicer day. I'm glad to get out of that summer riding gear. A lot more comfortable riding in the weathers, for me anyway. So look, this guy's name is Steve, right? Steve?
Right.
He sees I'm taking pictures here by the farm.
Right.
And he says, how would you like a picture of me on your motorcycle? So I turn him on to the Windy YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He's famous now.
Oh, I'm famous,
How
man.
famous can you be?
Honest to God.
We'll be rich together. We can go buy
Freeland-
2 cups of coffee.
Freeland forums against a beautiful bike. How can you do better than that?
It's
man?
great.
Again, I want to thank that gentleman, Steve, for stopping. I think it's very nice when people see a motorcycle on the side of the road. They think it might be broken down or need gas or a battery or whatever. And people stop and offer their assistance. And I think, Steve, you're just as good as it gets. Thank you so much for stopping.
I think about all those hours I put into this restoration, about 500 hours a few years ago. And on a day like today, I appreciate every one of them.
Now, if you notice real close, a lot of the pictures you see, there's leaves already in the road. And when those leaves start blowing out into the road and they get a little damp, and you have a bike without traction control, it's, well, invigorating early in the morning.
Now we're getting into the leaf season, and this is what happens. The leaves are on the street, they're everywhere, and you've got to really, really be careful. They blow out into the street the minute the wind is blowing and the road becomes like slippery as can be.
And these back roads are very challenging, and we put these lowered forks to the test on some slippery conditions, and some of the turns where you really have to dive in with great care.
This bike, unfortunately, does not have traction control or ABS. There just is not a cloud in the sky today. What an unbelievable day this is turning out to be. I had no idea when I left the house how nice it would be. It is just heavenly out. Still a lot of flowers in bloom, even though the summer's pretty much at the end. It's been a wonderful, wonderful summer. Hope you've enjoyed sharing it on our channel.
Three hours into this ride, I realized a little bit more aggressive riding position because in essence we've lowered the handlebars. I kind of like it, and it's making me feel a little more aggressive. I feel like being more aggressive anyway with the bars down a little low. Every time I get to go through the gears on this bike, I just keep thinking of the MT-09 and wishing I had a quick shifter on this bike. Boy, would that make a world of difference. And you know what? Maybe I'll have it over the winter time. I don't know. I don't know if they make quick shifters for this bike.
So I always try to include on every ride some gravelly back roads just to work on my low traction skills. Because every once in a while, traction is very low, like when they salt the roads. Now there are plenty of beautiful back roads in this area, just perfect.
So today's ride was a little over 100 miles. I really feel like I put it to the test. I want to get a couple more rides on it before I make a full evaluation. But so far, so good. All four of the bikes have responded well to lowering the forks.
Hey, Mike.
I'm home, baby. Hey.
Beautiful day.
Oh my God, lunch on the porch. You got a box there.
One on the front porch too.
Wow. We have motorcycle parts. I hope they're motorcycle parts, not refrigerator parts. So I hope you did enjoy the video, and it was really nice that guy Steve stopped. I wanted to thank him. I always think when I'm on the side of the road taking pictures, a lot of people do stop or slow down and see if you're out of gas or whatever, had a heart attack or whatever. But it's always nice. And Steve, thank you. I hope you do enjoy seeing our adventures on video. Again, I hope you did enjoy the video, and thanks so much for watching. So as I'm getting ready to come in the house and have coffee with Karen, I noticed the package that was on the back porch, Pokey left it here. Those are the brake discs for the GS. Thank you, Pokey. So if you're new to our channel, or this is the first time you've ever seen a Windy video, we do try to post something up almost every day. We try to share our passion for motorcycling. We modify them, paint them, and once in a while we drop them. And sometimes we do things that we have to undo, but most of the time it's all about sharing the information, sharing the adventure of being a motorcyclist, the friends you make, sharing the nostalgia of the old two-strokes, and we do that from time to time. And all during the winter we're going to be customizing the MT-09. So I hope you did enjoy the video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.